Namaskar, I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. You are watching us on PME Vidya channels 1 to 12 and also on our YouTube handle NCERT Official. This is our online training-cum-orientation program on extensive use of Indian language primers. Yes, today we are in day 2 of the training session and we are catering to the audiences from the western region of the country. And as you all know that primers, they not only promote the use of mother tongue, but they also promote the use of local language, local context, and they're really helpful if you wish to learn the concepts and another language in your own mother tongue. This is something that is meant for all. So even if you are a student, young student, or you are an adult learner, you're a parent, you're a teacher or a teacher educator, primers, they basically play a very important role, not just in learning the language, but also in the preservation of culture, community, knowledge that has been transferred through generations. Now, NCERT has developed primers. Why so? What is the use and how can we encourage its use? What were the challenges that we faced? What was the ideology behind the development of primers? This is something that we need to know before we actually start using primers extensively. I'm sure you must be having a lot of questions, so please feel free to get in touch with us. Our phone number is 8800440559. Our email ID is tth.class12@ciet.nic.in, and on our YouTube handle NCERT Official, you can send us your questions, suggestions and feedback. Now, for the discussion on primers, for specifically the audiences from western region of the country, we are joined by our expert, Dr. Ravindra Kumar. Sir is Associate Professor from CIET-NCERT, New Delhi. Sir, namaskar and very warm welcome to the session.
Namaskar, ma'am. Namaskar.
Now, sir, because yesterday we also had this amazing session, the day 1, where we catered to the audiences from eastern region and we learned a lot about primers, you know, why they were developed in the first place and how they're promoting the local context. But for the western audiences, because people have joined us for the first time here, I want to know once again for everybody out there, what are primers?
Yes. Basically, you know, we are going to develop various textbooks. As you know, textbook is the key for knowledge transformation also. So, for preserving of multiple Indian languages, the government of India is take initiative to basically provide the content in their own respective language like that. Basically, primer are fundamental educational instruction materials to help early learner developing basic FLN, fundamental literacy and numeracies, skills and other creative through the entire primers. And engaging rhymes is a beauty of the primers, basically engaging rhymes, and they also introduce cultural knowledge by providing the examples and other writing practices and all that. So, we have if you see the primers, they have sufficient space to basically make your writing practices, culture appearance and all that, and FL, fundamental literacy and numeracies. Apart from that, primers basically having some basically 3 parts of basically structuring and all that. Okay. So, one is basically you see the primers basically in scheduled language in first before basically focusing on the western regions. I am talking about the generic primers. If you see the scheduled language primers, so we just try to map these primers with Hindi language, because we are talking about the promotion of Indian language. As per NEP 2020, especially the chapter 22 is basically focusing on promotion of Indian language, art and culture. So, the basically the primer is basically a complete package to fulfill the specific goal of chapter 22 NEP 2020. It is basically indicate to culture, it is basically indicate to the art, is it indicate to the language also. So, it's basically and all that. And apart from that, primers are learning bridging, helping both children and adult. It's not basically confined to the children's like that. So, the peoples are basically willing to know second language or other language which they have own already. So, from spoken language to written expressions, their bilingual natures make them flexible tool for FLN promotions, language learnings and national integrations through basically mutual understandings of the Indian languages. So, it's basically key or a key instructional textbooks which are helpful to make basically learning materials or instructional materials for the stakeholder of all educations, like parents, like guardians, like adult, like basically children and all that. So it's basically instructional materials for providing to know and to transform the linguistic linguistic structure of language to each other language families and all that.
Right.
So this is all about basically primers. So primers are basically helpful to us to make a basically strengthen of the knowledge in linguist or multilingual part and all that.
So what I've gathered from this information is that certainly language is very important. It plays a crucial role when it comes to communication, passing of information, exchanging of knowledge and ideas.
Yes.
And primers, as you said, they're bilingual in nature.
Bilingual,
and they are developed in
in fact, in one parameters, the schedule primers is basically mapped with the schedule language. The second case, the if you are belong to the basically in a northeast state, so in northeast state basically English is basically state language, so we are mapped the particular language with the English language.
So you decided on the basis of the language closest to the local language.
Yes,
okay.
yes. It's a basically basic parameter for to developing the primers.
All right. And you say that primers are catering to the needs of everybody, right? From young students to adults. Sir, NEP 2020 is also focusing or emphasizing the use of local language in understanding the concepts. So I'm sure when you developed the primers, there was a philosophy that was in alignment with the recommendations of NEP 2020 and NCF.
Yes.
So what was the philosophy?
Yes, definitely. If you basically see the documents, if you see basically the linguistic historical background of the India's, so you know India is very diverse in terms of language, culture and other things.
Yes.
So we have lot of language in India. But things is that we are not able to preserve or documented these languages in a proper way. In first times, if you see that we just try to develop the 121 language primers under the aegis of Ministry of Education. Definitely, the big congratulations to the CIET-NCERT and CIL-Mysore. It's a restless effort to develop the 121 language primers. And then if I'm talking about the Hindi literatures, because we are belonging to the Delhi region and all that, you know, we have a lot of basically a lot of things like that. कोस कोस पर पानी बदले चार कोस पर वाणी, मील मील पर बदले सभ्यता, चार मील पर संस्कृति. It's basically diversity in India like that. So we just try to try to preserve the linguistic part as well as the cultural part, the Sanskriti part. Then if we have not the documented record in that case, so we never preserve all those things, because in talking way we have a lot of way. We have a linguistic diversity, we have the cultural diversity. How can we? What is the proof? How can we preserve and all that now and all that? And apart from that, because NEP 2020 is focusing to especially to provide the basically educational material or instructional material in their own respective language.
Right.
So in that case, Bhartendra Harishchandra also we quoted that निज भाषा उन्नति है, सब उन्नति को मूल, बिन निज भाषा ज्ञान के मिटत नहीं आपको सूल. So these basically these lines is especially focusing on that to develop the instruction material in their own language, because we have a lot of language, we have lot of dialects, and we have lot of basically way of communication and all that.
Right.
So in that case, we have a fully philosophical basically background like that.
Okay.
So and if you see the basically NEP 2020, especially NEP 2020 is focusing on the national textbooks with local content and flavor. So it's basically keywords of which is suggested by the NEP 2020. So how can we integrate the local flavor? How can we integrate the basically local flavor and local content? So it's possible by the resource persons which are basically working in these languages and cultural backgrounds. Right. And then you see the NEP 2020 chapter 2, which I am already said that emphasis on the promotion of Indian language, art and culture. Especially deliberately one chapter 22 is especially focusing on promotions of Indian languages.
Okay.
So for this fulfill of this NEP goal, Ministry of Education try to develop the primers in the light. And then NEP 2020 especially focus on then promotes initiatives for fostering language in school children to early implementation of the 3-language formula to promote. As you know, 3-language formula is already is running
in place.
on that. So you know you see that in early period each and every student have the capacity capacity to know one or two language easily. So you know, being a teacher, you should basically try to basically insert one more language than the particular students is try to learn first two language smoothly, then you insert one more language in that case.
Right.
So you know, in recently we have developed, we have initiated Bharatiya Bhasha basically Utsav in context. So we are taken initiative to Ek Aur Bhasha Seekhe.
Wow.
Okay. We have basically sent the copy of primers. So in RK-puram, Vasant Kunj in KV PM Sri Kendriya Vidyalaya, we just try to basically learn a Odia language to the Delhi peoples like. So nice. under the initiative of Ek Aur Bhasha Seekhe. So this initiative is great to know one more language, because our basically students are basically stakeholder of education are curious to know multiple languages,
right,
for transformation of knowledge, for preservation of knowledge and all that. And then not only the NEP 2020, because NEP 2020, in light of NEP 2020, NCERT is basically prepared the NCF, National Curriculum Framework. In first time for school education, and NCERT is developing two set of National Curriculum Framework.
Okay.
In first one is basically National Curriculum Framework for foundational stage. It's basically is already released by in 2022. And second one is National Curriculum Framework school education, which is basically which was already launched in basically 2023. For prioritize under the prioritization of under the promotion of child mother tongues, home language, local language, regional language for teaching, learnings and all stages of school education. So in that case, it is our basically prime duty to provide the content in their own languages.
Right.
And apart from that, CIET, NCERTs have taken one more great initiative to promotion of Indian languages. You know, so NCERTs have under the aegis of Ministry of Education have a scheme, translation of NCERT and other materials in 22 scheduled languages.
Okay.
So NCERT is committed to provide the all developed NCERT textbooks in 22 scheduled languages.
Wow.
That was also be in a great initiatives to promote Indian languages and all that. So we are being NCERT, we are working in the field of to promotion of Indian language in a multiple way. So students can definitely benefit to these materials and basically get information.
So,
and yes.
Yeah. This is lovely that whatever you have explained so far, because we learned that how over the years, you know, in alignment with the recommendations of NEP 2020 and of course in alignment with NCF that NCERT has developed, we developed primers. But so there's one more thing that I want to ask you. You have developed primers, 121 primers and all in so many scheduled languages, which include tribal languages as well.
Yes.
When we talk about the pedagogical structure, because there's a way to teach a language, we're talking about foundational literacy, numeracy, and you also said that the unique feature of these primers is the rhyme, the engaging rhymes that are there, and includes all the elements from the local context. So can you help us see these primers, what all they include, how that structure was developed and how teachers must go about it?
Yes, yes, definitely. Before starting the pedagogical structures, I want to draw the attention of audience, because we have the linguistic structure.
Yes.
What is the base to develop 121 language primers? Right. If you see the screens, you know, we have the census 1971. We have at least 1652 languages in basically different 5 languages, as you know, seen that 87 languages are used for print media, 71 languages are used for radio, 15 languages are used for administratives and basically country, and 50 languages are used for medium of instruction. That is the great point. After that, we have the census 2011. That is basically land document, that is basically base document to develop the 121 language. You see the 121 language and 270 mother tongues belonging to the 5 different families. This is the parameters which are basically decided by the 10,000 people at least speak the particular language, and we will include this in that case. So if I am talking about the pedagogical structure, so we have some primers. So first you see the primers in Hindi language, because we are focusing on today we are focusing on the western region. So we have some primers which are basically running in the western region. So you see the Hindi primers. I will start from the Hindi and then Gujarati and Bhili and all that. So you see that structure and all that. So you see in first phase these are the preliminary page and all that. So you see that This is basically the first page of that. You see the नीचे दी गई रेखाओं को देखो और खाली स्थानों में उसी तरह की रेखाएं बनाएं. It's basically एक generic mathematics and all that, geometry and all that. तो बच्चा the child will try to make a shapes of line.
Yeah,
all that.
Straight lines, slanting lines,
and
curved
circle lines and all that.
Yeah.
And second one, this is the USP of basically primers and all that. You see the Hindi Varnamala in that, because every language have an own linguistic structures. Chomsky also will say that each and every persons have born with their own linguistic structure and all that. We know that. We know that we are basically belonging to different areas. We have born with their own linguistic structures. You belong from the Punjab, I belong from the Delhi region. So we have an own linguistic structure. And apart from we are going basically in native place, so we have another language and all that. So we have born with the specific language structures. So we just try to basically include some Varnamala and all that. It sounds like that. You see the Hindi Varnamala is there, as you know that. So first of all, we just try to make up a Varnamala. After that, we just try to create the Varnamala. Yeah, Aase Amrud is basically very familiar word, because we are. So the beauty of this primers, you see the basically rhyme is the rhyme, like Aase Amrud mujhe hai bhata, bade maje se har koi khata. It's basically message like that. The basically the school, in fact Balvatika children are enjoying the rhymes and all that, because they are enjoying that. And after that, whenever we are using a sound so how many words are drawn from the sounds like that? Adrak. Each and we are basically using in cold season we are using adrak.
And there is an image as well.
And then akhrot is there, and then anar is there. So we are using so many images and so many words which are created by the sounds. In that case way, you see the all Varnamala is there, and we just try to use some basically beautiful images for basically attraction of the childrens, because children are using that and all that.
It's a Hindi language primer, and the next language that we are using the closest is English.
Yes.
Okay.
You see the Sanskrit language. I'm just comparing another. You see the Sanskrit language,
right?
Because within the Hindi and Sanskrit we have the linguistics, different linguistics there. If you see the both like that. I'm seeing that. This one, the Varnamala.
And sir, we have given a QR code here as well.
Yes, to access that. Okay. Yeah, this is the I'm seeing both Varnamala, Hindi and Sanskrit, because Sanskrit also be mapped with the Hindi language, because Hindi is basic. You see the both linguistic structure in your screen like that. In Sanskrit Varnamala, we have swar. Swar is there in both sides. Swar is there. Okay, Vyanjana, Vyanjanani is there, and then after that we have a third category. You see on your screen, Anuswar and Visarga is there. Anuswar Angha and Angha. We are just calling in Sanskrit Arogya Vaho. One difference is there in linguistics, especially which are basically followed by the, you see the swar. Swar a, e, u, rishi, a, o. And then you basically go through the Sanskrit Varnamala, a, e, u, liri. There one more liri is there. Yeah. Because this is basically for liri. Liri is the additional sound in Sanskrit language, which is not in Hindi language. So I'm just saying, and then a, o. So on the other language is same in that case. In that case, you see that jalam, you know that jal, and then we are mapped with the Hindi pani. And then apa in jal se banne wale, there the some words, some rhymes in from the J words and all that. And third most basically awaited awaited primers is Gujarati, because Gujarati also be nearby the Devanagari scripts and all that. Okay. So it's the same way. You see the transformation of knowledge.
You
Hindi
understand
and
Gujarati language a bit,
same way, because it's the same way. It's a swar and Vyanjan is there, and that if you see the shape of the means our shape in Gujarati in that case. We people from the Hindi states basically, and then Gujarati is there. The akhrot, it's similar from the akhrot like that. You see that, and then Darpan is a Sasiros, Sagar, Laun, and it's nearby there. So we have some way, if the Gujarati peoples to know the Hindi, it is the primer is basically easy to transform the Gujarati linguistic basically linguistic in Hindi also, and the Hindi person is basically know to the basically Gujarati language. It's easy to transform the linguistic structure.
And so, what about the numeracy part?
numeracy part we have, because it's initially we are calling it a pravishika or a primers, which is basically entertaining or including 1 to 10 basically numeric is there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a Gujarati language in that one, and then we have using some textbooks in Hindi and English and all that. So these are the Gujarati language. It's a similar. These gintis are similar to the Hindi language. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those peoples are very well known to the Hindi basically ginti. So they are basically easily identified. So what is the difference between Gujarati and Hindi language?
So I can see a lot of colorful visuals out there, and they're very children friendly.
Yes. It's a basically children friendly, or things is that basically cultural preservation or cultural appearance also. You see the garba, we just use the image from the garba and Gujarati.
Right.
Okay, so we have some gad is from the local area. So we just try to, ghat is from basically Gujarati side. So we are just trying to use some images and pictures which are basically draw or carrying from the original region, original states and all that. So in that case we just say that it's basically the fundamental or a key primers for preserving the linguistic structure of the particular language, and then basically cultural appearance of the particular region, and then the phonetic or a numerical and all that. So this is all about the. If I am talking about the keywords of the pedagogical structures, they are sufficient space to our learner or basically audience to know that the primers basically is activity based and child friendly, if you already see that. And then introduction of the FLN, we just try to introduce some fundamental literacy numeracy activities.
We also saw that.
And phonetic and vocabularies, we have provided some scope to phonetics and vocabularies and that. Colorful visuals, it's basically appealing to the learners and all that. Hands-on writing practices, we have provided some boxes for hands-on practices.
I saw
and
that.
introducing some shapes for that for the learners and all that.
Right.
So this is all about. These are some basically picks for as you I'm already go through the primers with your screen.
Yes.
But apart from that, these are some features on all that. Yeah, this is Vyanjan and all that. This is all about. So this is basically pedagogical structures of that.
Now, sir, we are left with very little time. Very briefly, I would like to ask you two questions. One is that we have the hard copies of primers. Where can we access the soft copies, and are they available now pan-India? Secondly, I'm sure there were certain stages through which primers took the shape that they have right now. So, if you can just talk about those stages briefly as well.
In concluding remarks, I will try to conclude all those things in one minute. These are some we've already discussed and all that. This is basically journey to develop the 121 primers. So in first phase under the Ministry of Education, there are 2 primers have been developed by the Ministry of basically developed by the Central University of Odisha, Koraput, with the collaboration of NCERT. And in second phase, we have developed 52 primers with the collaboration of CIL Mysore. It's a basically big achievement to Ministry of Education. Then we have introduced 52 primers by the Ministry of Education. Again, 25 primers developed and launched 29th July 2024. Again, 24 primers on the occasion of Bharatiya Bhasha Utsav, 11th December 2014, and 13 primers we have released Ministry of Education on 19th May. At the end, on the occasion of basically 65 foundation of NCERTs, we have released 4 primers like Hindi, Sanskrit, Koya and Koya Odiya and all that. We have, so in that case we have developed 121 primers in that case, and we have basically preserved, and these primers are basically available on NCERT websites, especially NCERT and Diksha portals, which map with the particular language structure and all that.
So it's a huge achievement, and we have developed primers. We have the soft copies, but do we have the audio format of the primers as well?
In next phase, we are trying to provide, because we have some different basically accent of the speaking and all that. So we just try to make in first phase schedule primers are in audio format. Right. So recently we just provide the audio version of these primers to our audience as demand of the states and all that. So this,
And sir,
this
lastly, is there any message that you would like to give to all the SCRTs out there and teachers to encourage the use of primers?
Yep, we have the message. First of all, you see the skin, we have a lot of primers which are covering the, because we are covering the basically western regions, we have some primers, you know. In first case, 2 primers from Gujaratis, you know, is scheduled in there, Bhili is there, okay, and 2 primers in Maharashtra and all that. These are the primers which are covering for the western regions. So it is a request to the especially western regions CRTs, you go through these primers for your ready reference and basically disseminate to the target children's, target adults and target other institutions. And one more thing is there, the Ministry of Education is especially intended to conduct and research for the follow-up study of these primers, because the view is the big achievement of the government of India is basically catch and try to achieve the goal of NEP 2020. So it is request to the all SCRT peoples may try to provide the data for ensuring the quality and basically validity of these primers. Then we will start again to covering 270 mother tongue language to develop the primers. In the first phase, we just try to feedback from the SCRTs. So in this regard, we are requesting to the SCRT peoples and the stakeholder to share your feedback and by the one-to-one person by the research point of view. So it will be helpful to us to basically maintain the quality, to ensure the quality and to ensure the usability of these primers.
Absolutely. Today we all are celebrating Lohri. It's a part of culture, and how would we know about the culture when we don't know the language? And many languages are on the verge of extinction, but due to these primers, we will be able to contribute in a huge way in the preservation of these languages. So today we talked about primers, the rationale behind the development, the pedagogical structure, and of course how they are available and how SCRTs should take an important step as early as possible to encourage the use of primers. I must thank my expert who catered to all these queries of mine and of course took care of the audiences from the western region. Thank you so much, Dr. Ravindra, for your time and contribution to the session. Tomorrow we'll be coming up with yet another important session where we will be catering to the audiences and the viewers from the northern region of the country. So please stay tuned. With this, I'm wrapping up day 2 session of the online training-cum-orientation program on extensive use of Indian language primers. And what's coming up next? Here is the program schedule. So in a short while from now, we'll continue with the back-to-back sessions. At 2 p.m. we'll bring you a session on the world around us. Topic is right there in front of you. So please make sure you participate. With this is a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, signing off. Namaskar.